Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. We have a very busy couple weeks coming with the channel, a lot of things to review, and one of the things I've been meaning to get to is the Baron G-58 Realism Improvement Mod. So we're going to check that out today. We're going to be flying the aircraft in comparison with the Pilot's Operational Handbook and just see how much information we can extrapolate to ascertain whether or not it's truly realistic. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. All right, guys. So as I said, we're going to be comparing the Realism Mod to the Baron G-58 Real World Pilot's Operational Handbook. So it's going to be a little bit of a slower video because we're going to be double checking everything step by step, page by page, just to try to get an idea of how close is it to accuracy. Now, the reason why that I'm so hell-bent on this one is a while back, I tried to make a PDF tutorial guide for the Baron G-58. And the fact is that the default G58 was nowhere close. The engine performance was all wrong. Speeds were wrong. Cruise speeds were wrong. Climb speeds were wrong. Weights were wrong. You name it. I mean, it wasn't good. It was fun. You know, I still flew the 58. The 58 was fun, but it wasn't realistic. Okay, it wasn't anywhere close to what the real world was showing. Now, this isn't supposed to be some game-altering simulation here with this. You know, it's not going to make it like a bullet in the sky. You know, it's still. You know, we're going to be operating at similar speeds, but we're just going to see if we can use the real world handbook to sort of get a better idea. So with that said, let me shut my trap and let's get started on a few things here. So the first thing that I want to do is get down to our normal procedures and we're going to see what we got going on here. All right, so let's let the games begin here. So seats are in the upright position and seat backs are locked. Seat belts and shoulder harnesses. Yep, we're fastened to parking brake. Let's make sure the parking brake is set. Let me get these yokes out of my way. Yep, parking brake is in fact set. And let's keep coming down. All avionics are off. Looks good. And simulator's lagging. Don't do that, simulator. Let's see here. All avionics off. Oxygen checked. Cool. Landing gear handle verified down. Cowl flaps. Let's make sure that they're open. I think they are closed by default. There we go. Cowl flaps are open. Fuel selector checked on. They are both off. Okay, and get to the next page here. All circuit breakers are pushed in. All safety equipment is secured. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. All the stuff that we can't do. I'm just sort of skipping through. All right. Let the games begin. So first off, batteries and alternators are on. Okay, check. Fuel quantity indicators. Fuel quantity indication looks very, very good. We're just going to take a little quick trip around Tucson. Maybe do a touch and go or two. We'll see what happens. Just sort of get the idea of how the aircraft flies and cruises. So let's just keep rolling here. We do need to verify. We need to verify our weight. We're at about 4,000 pounds. All right, we'll keep it there. That's fine. Just needed to know that for later use. So fuel quantities check. Landing gear position handle lights are green. And throttle. Let's start the engine here. So first off, throttle. Where was I? Half inch open. Low pitch on the RPM. And mixture set to full rich for engine start. If the engine is hot, ambient temperatures above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, place mixture control in the idle cutoff position. Interesting. Oh, switch to auxiliary fuel pump onto high. So I'm willing to bet that we don't have to do this, but let's go ahead and let's just see what happens without doing that. So 33 degrees Celsius, we're definitely over 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That's ambient temperature. So let's see here. We're just going to try it as is. Let's see what we get coming down. Auxiliary full fuel pump. Okay. So we're going to go with the left boost pump. And let's make sure we get those lights on. So beacon light comes on, nav light comes on. Let everyone know we're getting ready to do some damage here. Successful start on 1. Okay, let's rinse and repeat for 2. It's alive! Should be warm up at about 1,000 RPMs. Go ahead and add a little bit of manifold pressure into each engine. There she goes. All right. And oil pressure should be 25 psi within 30 seconds of engine warm. It's in the green. Doesn't actually tell me what the psi is, unfortunately, at least for this menu. But I bet we could actually find. There we go. There's our psi. Yeah. 55.4, so we're definitely good there. Alright, let's bring her back down to idle. Groovy. Alright. So now we're just going to go through the next steps here. So alternator switch is already on. And let's go ahead and do the avionics switch. Avionics Master brings the G1000 MFD to life here. Let's turn the screen on. Let's set our barometric altitude. There we go. Taxi lights are on. All right, let me get the head tracker turned on and we'll take it for a spin. Okay, so if I did my math right, we should be looking at rotation right around 70 knots at 4,000 pounds. Let's hope that I did that right. All right. Let's make sure the pitot heat's on. All right, get myself situated here. Brakes are good. Trying to get my camera squared away here. You know, that is a perfect crosswind. I think we're going to use the perpendicular today. Take off from 3. Oh, hey. Probably should set my mixture too. Goodness gracious. Alrighty. Moving through here, moving through. These things are always interesting to try out. I stepped away from it for so long. Gosh, I can't remember the last time I flew the Baron now I'm thinking about it. Landing lights on. Sure, my damn strobe light turned off. Alright, so we're gonna go to maximum power, 2700 RPM. And again, we should be looking at about 70 knots for rotation. Not bad at all. Hundred and 4 knots can be our best rate. Cow flaps stay open. This is for a maximum performance climb. Holy crap, she'll climb, won't she? Holy crap. Yeah, she'll climb. She'll definitely climb. All right, let's come down to a recommended cruise power. So we're going to be looking recommended cruise power at 24 inches at 2300 RPMs. I do wish the gauges were a bit easier to see on this. Say 24 inches. I can't even get to 24 inches. 2300 RPM. All right, so that was the recommended. Let's try 21. I can do recommended cruise power. We have 2 recommended cruise powers. Let's try 21 at 23. We can do 21. It's starting to come up. I'm in the process of designing my own cockpit, so I have a lot of my stuff disabled or unplugged. My Class Echo, which is an absolutely fantastic piece of equipment that really solves a lot of this problem. Close enough, it'll give us an idea. Let's see what we're cruising at here. So we're pushing 175 knots. Now we probably got some wind behind us too. Let me actually check that here. Just realize it's not showing up here. A little bit of tailwind, 3 knots, nothing crazy. More of a crosswind. And actually a little low on the RPM still. And we're doing almost 200 knots with this improvement. Holy crap. That's a major improvement from the default. Cowl flaps are probably no longer required. We can probably close those. So cruise power giving us 190 knots, 186 knots. That's a good cruiser. That ain't bad at all. So definitely a major change to the engine performance. Numbers are starting to dial in. I think I was using, with the recommended cruise power, I was using the wrong setting. I think I was for a different version of the aircraft. This one makes way more sense for what we got going on here. And it's working great. 21 at 23. 21 at 23. All right, well, I like the takeoff power. The takeoff power was really nice. I really loved the way the engines rolled in. It wasn't such an instant speed increase. They actually had a power in, which was kind of cool. I don't know if that was part of the mod or just a change. Maybe that's happened since the last time I flew it. But now, let's start bringing it in for a landing here. So definitely a significant improvement to the aircraft performance, and definitely brings back that desire to actually learn how to fly the plane. So that's something that I'm really excited for. When I started diving into this before, and now I've got to start all over again. But when I started getting into this before, just all the numbers were wrong. Like everything that it said that we should be going for was just terrible. Yeah, descent, smooth air. We should be descending at 175 knots, which we've got on the money, man. Okay, and let's see here. Before landing, flaps 15. Maximum flaps extension speed is 152 knots. Flaps full down, 122 knots. Establish landing speed on the approach. Landing speed for our approach should be looking at right around 86 knots based on weight. Okay. Ah! We're diving. We're diving. Stupid mouse. All right. We're going to come in, doing a crosswind landing. We're going to come in off of 29 right today. Let the aircraft start slowing down a bit. There's flaps 1 coming in. Actually, I think we can make it. Where's the perpendicular? I think we can make it. Let's go ahead and drop the gear. Drag on the gear, or on the gear, on the gear. Full flaps are allowed in now. Mixture back to altitude. Definitely a big difference in the flaps performance. Let those propellers get back into the mix here. Definitely not a pro at this aircraft, and this video seems a little choppy because like I said, I'm matching it up to the guide. And again, I know some people prefer this, some people don't, but I do everything in real time. That way you guys see nothing's rehearsed. I want you guys to always have my raw opinion of things. A little hot in the approach. And we've actually got a tailwind. Son of a gun. All right, well, we're landing with a tailwind. Well, now the wind's blatantly changing direction as we get closer. Not really. Well, we're going to land with a tailwind. Still looking for about 86 knots on our approach. Let's bring it right.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
I hate the terrain warning.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
I need to map that to something so it stops doing that.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Hold it. Good. Right for the keys. Hold it. Not too shabby. I think I did something wrong with my math there on the approach speed, but that's okay. I think I was a little fast. Well, we also had the tailwind. I didn't think about that. I did not compensate for the fact that we had a tailwind. So that would make sense. We were pushing about 4 knots faster than what I thought. So at least I think I got that right. I don't know. I'll have to do it again later. But definitely a mod worth having, guys, if you enjoy the Baron G-58. Its performance numbers seem to be much, much closer to reality. The cruise speeds and things like that definitely matched up with what I was seeing in the real world handbook. So it was kind of nice. It's kind of a relief, and yet at the same time it's exciting. So obviously this was a very high level, very light review of this add-on, if you will. But I just wanted to see if it was worth diving back into the Baron, and I think that it is. Or the G-58, I should say, because there's a couple Barons. But that was very nice to see. It was comforting, and it's one of those things that gets me excited about the aircraft again. I always liked the 58. I think the 58 is an awesome looking aircraft. I love that it's twin engine. I always like the twin engine planes better in general. So it was kind of a nice relief. I do wish we had a steam gauge for it, but that's all right. But anyways, yeah, guys, definitely check this one out and let me know what your experience with it is as well. And any tips and tricks will definitely be welcome, because now I'm going to go back into really studying this aircraft and possibly getting back on a guide for it once we get the 787 guide done. So anyways, as always, guys, stay safe and healthy. Let me know what you think below, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.